Hello, welcome, and thank you for joining us for today's episode. If you're new, this is Muthoni's mission, and please subscribe. We are all about emotional and mental wellness. This is a safe place. It's safe to pour our emotions, talk about emotions, and talk about topics that most people do not talk about. Today, we're talking about letting go and moving on. And sometimes in relationships we invest so much of ourselves, and when it's time to say goodbye, we feel like we're saying goodbye to a huge part of ourselves. But then it gets to a time where you have to face it and accept it. It's over, it's done, and it's time to move on. How do you move on? It's painful. It's painful to leave someone you love, to leave a relationship that you had a future, that you thought you had a future with, to leave a relationship where you think about the memories you had with that person. It's not easy. It's gonna hurt, it's painful, and I want to talk about things I've done before for my breakups and how you can be able to move on. Breakups are painful and it's not gonna be easy to move on. I'm not here to give you like a one-off tip to do this and then that's it, because it might take you twice as much to move on as it took you to love this person. So but what can you do, and what process and what things can you do to let you move on, to let you detach? And how can you let go? My name is Mukiri. Welcome to my channel. So my hair is from Mukiri Hair Hub. It's my own business venture. I will put down the contacts of my hair, where you can reach us, how you can call us, and the different types of units we have. You can check us out on our social media pages, Mukiri Hair Hub. So I want to start by saying this. Because for most of us, when you know it's over, when the person doesn't want you, when it's toxic, when you know it's done, when it's no longer moving forward, and sometimes you decide to break up, most of us find that we keep looking at what our ex are doing. Have they moved on? Are they hitting on so and so? Are they going on dates? How's their love life? Are they happy? So I want to put this out first before I can go on to what you can do to let go. What your ex does with their life is none of your business. It is none of your damn business. Ever move on. We're facing forward. So what they do with their love life is none of your business. None of your business. Let me put it out here. We're moving forward. We're not looking behind. The first thing you need to do is to distance yourself with them, separate from them, and cut contact completely. I had talked about this. Cut contact completely. What they're doing with their life is none of your damn business. Delete those chats, delete that comment, delete those photos. I don't know what you're still doing with your ex photos on your phone, especially for men. They keep these photos, and then after like 5 years, someone is sending you a photo you took when you're on holiday. What are you doing with your ex's photos on your phone? Delete them. And those memories are only as important as you make them. So you're the one who's giving them that weight and that importance. Delete everything, cut contact, and stop stalking them on social media. Stop. And everything they've posted, if they post a photo of an animal here, you start interpreting it. Hey, they're calling me this animal, they want me to see. Nobody wants to see you anything. Nobody wants you to see anything. Delete, separate, distance yourself from them. Stop going back to look at what they're doing, who they're dating. It's none of your damn business. Our business at this point is to move on. So, number 2, change the story in your head. Change the story in your head. You know it's over, it's done, they don't want you, it's toxic, they're cheating on you. You know you need to move on. Change your mindset. No, focus on moving on so you can make deliberate efforts towards moving on. I remember when I was going through my worst breakup, I used to tell myself, unajua hakuna mtu mwingine ni mzuri nimewekewa mahali. And then sometimes the reason we're unable to move on is because we're too scared of being alone. We're scared of the abandonment. We want to hold on too much because we think about them moving on with someone else. Na akipata mtu mwingine, you know. And sometimes we forget the one who got away is the lucky one. Because we think when you hold on, you're so strong. But sometimes being strong is letting go. Change the mindset in your head. I used to tell myself, sasa nikiachana na huyu, I'm almost in my 30s, nikiachana na huyu nikaa tena another year nikiwa single, then I starting over. We are so scared of starting over. Sometimes that is what you need. Sometimes it's the best thing you can do for yourself, leaving that dysfunctional relationship. Sometimes afadhali we feel like it's better to stay in that abuse than the pain of moving forward. We are not looking at when you move on, you have a chance at your dream relationship. You have a chance at loving yourself again, at finding yourself again, at recovering from the abuse, at starting over, a fresh start. Without the pain, without the memories, without them calling you names and those things. Change the mindset. Do you want to move on? Do you want to let go? Change the mindset in your head. Change the mindset to I want to move on. Don't start telling yourself, sasa, that's what we say. Sasa ni mgani mzuri nimewekewa mahali. Sasa huyo bado atakuwa na makosa zake. You're moving on because you want better, because you deserve better, because you can do better. This is a good one. Think about why you are better off without them. I am better off without them because I don't want disrespect. I am better off without them because I don't want someone who's beating me, someone who's calling me names. I am better off without them because I want someone who will not cheat on me. I am better off without them because I don't want STDs. I am so better off without them because I lowered my standards for that person. I am better off without them because I am good enough and I can do better. You understand? Why are you better off without them? I want you to sing this in your head. Why are you better off without them? Also, you can look at it like this. What will they be missing out on? They will miss out on your good heart, on your kindness, on your honesty. Like, you're amazing. Anybody would want to be with you. I get a lot of emails of, now he's dumped me a lot of times. Muthoni, I cannot move on. Yes, you can and you will, because you are not born with that person. You met them when you were a grown-up. You can and you will, and it's the story you tell yourself. Do you deserve better? Are you tired of crying all the time? Are you tired of dysfunction in a relationship, of disrespect? Are you tired of those things? You can do better. Change your mindset. You're better off without them. And those of you sending me emails telling me they're doing this to me, but I cannot leave them, I am unable to move on. Yes, you can move on. I remember when I went for therapy, I talked about this. When I went for therapy, I remember telling my therapist, I have lost something. Like, this is not who I was before I dated this man. And I remember her telling me, yes, you lost yourself, Muthoni. You lost yourself. Find yourself. Yes. So sometimes when we're transitioning from being in a relationship to single, you get all those emotions, but it's totally worth it. If there's dysfunction, there's disrespect, or the fact that someone doesn't want to be with you, can we stop forcing people in our lives? Get help. Talk to someone mature, someone who can guide you. Go for therapy. I always say the best investment I ever made for myself is therapy. And people have been asking me contacts of my therapist. She has more than enough contacts, so she's not taking any more clients, but I'm sure you can find a qualified person, a counselor, a therapist to talk to. Invest in therapy. And let me tell you what really I liked about therapy for myself is because I had childhood trauma, you guys. Therapy unveils even things you went through as a child. I did not know what love was as a child. I went through a bit of some things that I don't want to talk about here, but then you don't think they affect you as much until you go for therapy. And you realize maybe the reason your relationship is dysfunctional is because of you. You have unhealed things. You have things you need to heal in yourself. You have to outgrow your childhood trauma. You have to reparent yourself again. So, the best investment, seek help. There are people who are trained to help us, guys, to help us deal with these issues. So don't deal with these issues alone. Tafuta pesa kitoko, 3,000 hapa, 4,000 hapa, or even talk to counselors in churches. Talk to your pastor. Is there a counselor in church? But okay, I wouldn't very much encourage you to talk to. Okay, let me say it like this. Some spiritual leaders might ask you to stick around with dysfunction and ask you to pray about it. So that's why I would want you to talk to someone who's actually trained, a trained counselor or a trained therapist. You understand? Prayers are good, but sometimes you have to also be wise. when you're letting go and when you're moving on from someone you loved, it's basically loss, and loss comes with grief. So it's like you're going through grief, and you know the stages of grief. There's denial, where you're in denial of, like, I won't be with this person anymore. So you're trying to deny the situation, you just want it to continue. And then there's bargaining, where you're trying to want to go back to what was, and you're trying to look at what can you do to go back to the relationship. There's sadness, there's anger, you know, and eventually there's acceptance. So it's like you're going through loss. So learn from the loss. I say this and I will repeat it. And do not, never let any pain go to waste. Let it teach you something. You need to learn from it. What is it you need to learn? Sometimes we think, sometimes we want to be victims so bad. That man did this to me. He beat me every night. He poured hot water. But we also forget we enable these people. You stayed in that relationship, that toxic relationship for 5 years. I had stayed in my toxic relationship for 2 years. So there's something in me that stayed in such dysfunction. So you need also to heal that person. You need to teach yourself how to love yourself. You need to learn from that loss. What is it you will do differently in your other relationships? Learn from that pain. What is it you will not take ever again? Because, and then sometimes we feel, when someone doesn't want to be with us, when they get to a point where they're dumping us, they have already done so much to us that they cannot do anymore except just leave us, now dump us and break up with us. You know what I mean? So let the pain teach you something. Do not let any pain go to waste. Do not, and I say this is my fear. My fear is dating the same person all over and over again. Make sure you upgrade. Make sure you date a better person. But in order to date a better person, you also have to have grown yourself and changed and also become a better person. Also, do a lot of self-love. I talk about self-love a lot, how to love yourself again, how to boost your self-esteem, self-love, love yourself, self-compassion, tell nice things to yourself, be your own best friend, hug yourself, write nice notes to yourself. I love you, Muthoni, you're amazing, you're beautiful, there's nothing wrong with you, it is okay, it's part of life. You have to go through this pain every step of the way, but eventually, imagine you will just, one day you will wake up and you will not feel the pain anymore. It will be gone. I also want you to write down or know what you want in your next relationship and work towards that as you heal. What do you want in your next relationship? I want honesty. I want faithfulness. I want a prayerful partner. I want someone who wants a family and kids. That is what I want in my next relationship. Then you have to be everything you want in your partner. You have to work towards being honest, being faithful, being a good partner, being family oriented. You have to work towards those things. Like I say, you mirror yourself in a relationship. That is why the reason you stayed in a toxic relationship or a relationship that was not functioning is because you also have a part of you to heal. So you can also attract someone who is on the same page with you. So if you're going through loss, if you are going through a breakup, if you are trying to move on and it's hard, you can do it. I did it. Other women have. I've had emails, it says that I can't tell you the names and I can't show you the details. Emails from 50-year-olds, 40-year-olds, 60-year-olds telling me I'm going through divorce. I just separated from my man. Those are grown-ups, even with children. Maybe you dated this person for 1 year, for 2 years. You can do it. You can do it. You just have to be deliberate about moving on. And sometimes when you're recovering from a breakup, sometimes it's okay to miss them, but no, you don't want them anymore. It's okay to think about them, but you know that is not the kind of relationship you want moving forward. It is okay. You will miss them. You will think about them. Just work towards what I've talked about. And also sometimes, also work towards being a better person. Sometimes we are here saying, Mimi, that's how I am. Mimi, you can't change me. That's how I was born. Work on yourself and change that attitude. Sawa. So it's okay. I just want to send you hugs, virtual hugs. You're going to get through it. You're going to get through it. Don't keep going through the pain over and over again because you're scared of the temporary discomfort that comes with moving on, that comes with that loss. After a while, you will forget and you will fall in love again. I am here engaged. And I kept talking to you guys about my toxic relationships, about things I've gone through in the past. It is okay. It is okay. Tupatane kwa comment section so we can encourage one another. These things are inevitable, by the way. You'll start dating someone, the next thing you're going through a heartbreak. Ni sawa. Learn to move on. Work on yourself, your self-love. You know, look at what they'll be missing out on. Get therapy. Therapy is amazing, you guys. Let's get help. Let's seek help. You know, let's love ourselves enough to know we deserve to heal from these things and date better people. Thank you for watching. My name is Muthoni Mukiri. You have been watching Muthoni's Mission, and please don't forget to subscribe and share this video. See you next week.